not live, right?
We are now. I just pressed the
Okay,
button.
okay, that's okay. That's okay.
Well, welcome. Close call on getting to the meeting with all of the sports action, the international sports action going on today.
Well, that and our power has been surging
oh yeah,
did
all
so
day.
like 5 times.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. So if we are gone in the middle, it's not even storming anymore, but it just surged, like we just had a flicker, and then of course the router will reboot, and we're going to be gone for a couple minutes. So if that happens, you know why.
All right, we'll just wait patiently.
Yeah.
Like always.
Awesome. So, how was your weeks?
Good. Actually, I made some progress. It's nice.
Sorry, I just yelled into the microphone.
No problem. We do not discriminate people with Tourette's on this stream here.
That's offensive, but kind of funny.
It's not offensive. It was meant to be, at least.
This cat keeps clawing my mannequins. Stop it. Sorry, continue with your week.
Yeah, I made some progress, I think. I mean, okay, if we get into it already, I might as well start.
Might as well.
Yeah, yeah. Last week I showed you guys I had some still some issues, especially with the styling and so on, and like some minor bugs. And yeah, with the styling I made good progress. I still have to finish the notepad section. And I was helping out Steffen a little bit with the scene section as well, because he was struggling there. I mean, it's a long time. We haven't really like focused on the project, so of course there are like some things that get lost. But I managed to help him, so that's cool. Tomorrow we will have a meeting again, and I will yeah, just show him like some basic things, but the scene section looks good so far. So we have the like especially this mood board section, which I think I showed you at some point at least. This works now, and yeah, now we just need to connect like several other data points of those scenes to the database, and that's basically it. From the styling perspective, looks good. So we from what I see, it's just almost just like styling issues now left, and testing.
That's awesome.
Of course. Yeah, well, we still have the testing ahead of us. So if we test, then you know how it is. There will be like 10 trillion bugs that slowly emerge and take
Just
over
don't test.
the whole.
Just release.
Yeah.
It's perfect until you test.
Until it's perfect until somebody uses it. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, but that's still some things to do. So from my perspective, I'm confident that we can maybe finish all of these issues at least till next week, and then we could start the testing stuff, and then let's see what we find. I don't know, but that's the plan at least. And yeah, so
that's awesome.
That's it.
Yeah, congrats.
Does it feel good to like have a like almost
I mean,
there?
There's light at the end of the tunnel at least. So yeah, it's good.
Good.
Cool. Yeah. Have you thought about? It might be a little premature now, but so if it's another week, then you go into testing, right? So probably give yourself a week for testing, and then depending on what you find, of course, but hopefully nothing major, then you release. And have you guys talked about like then what's next for you guys?
No, not yet. That's still to do. I mean, the main goal is just getting it out there, and I, at least for myself, would try to use it for my book, and then let's see what's still missing. I mean, I have like 1,000 ideas that, from my point of view, are still missing. But I don't know. I want to test it and see if it's at least a little bit usable for me, and then make it open for everyone. And if people join, why not? So let's see.
Yeah, I was thinking about this actually over the week. I think what would be cool for you, since you said it last week, right? There was a bit of an emphasis on, I wanted to make this tool for myself. Excuse me, first and foremost. I think you can channel that into a bit of a marketing strategy, right? Like the building in public kind of aspect. Now that it's out there, once it's out there in a couple of weeks, right? People can just use it. Of course, there might be a disclaimer. I don't know, maybe it's even free for now or something. Forget about all that for now. But like, as you start using it yourself to write, I think that would be very, very cool to do that very publicly, like vlog about it or blog about it or however, right? Because, and I'm thinking about this probably top of mind because we had this video content strategy coffee meeting today, right, with Martin. And that's kind of how he uses his tool and also how he generates content on his YouTube. So he works on his tool. He kind of, a part of his content strategy is at least this, right? Where he gives updates about the tool, but he also just solves problems for people who might be users for his tools, right? For you, and that would be writers, right? And you kind of you pick up problems you have and you solve them with your tool. But the main content of that video would be that solution for that problem, right? Like, I don't know. I'm not a writer. Like laying out a plot, like a rough plot or something, right? Like, this is the problem. That's what the video is about. You're making this video. And in order to do that, you're using the tools you wrote, right? And as you get along, like you can even then like, okay, now we're coming to the limitations. This is not done yet. You can always reference back. This is like, you can always reference kind of your roadmap and maybe just build it out for yourself while doing that. And having like this very low effort kind of marketing funnel in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds very interesting, I would say. But the thing is, I'm not quite sure how I would do that without revealing too much of the story, because I don't want that, of course. The story, I mean, the plot, it should be a surprise when you read it. You should not like know everything already and like, I don't know, then you have one chapter here and then like maybe next week the whole chapter is gone and then rearranged and whatever, because it doesn't make sense when you write it from the beginning.
Yeah, but are you thinking of spoiling it for the users who might be the readers of your book, or the users who are the users of your tool? Because they might be completely different people. And of course, if you're so protective of your story for the book, then that might not work. But again, I mean, you know me, I think transparency and just sharing more is gonna win. Because sure, okay, maybe a couple hundred people might know part of the plot of your book, but what are the odds that those are also the couple hundred people who would have bought your book?
Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, no one can answer that. That's a personal decision on your part. But even though you don't even have to do that, right? Like if you use it like that and then come into these situations where you think, okay, about this, I could make a nice content video, then replicate it with a different story, right? Like you don't have to share your book, maybe. I don't know. But I think that would be very engaging to follow along, like to follow along and, okay, how do I use these tools to write a book? Or how do I write a book, right? That's what it is about. It's like help in writing a book. And then you also show this tool and maybe show other tools, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I think now that we talk about it, I think I can do it like for like some like certain situations that make sense without like revealing the contents too much. But that's that's a cool idea. I might even do that. But first of all, let's finish the project and then let's see.
Just kind of one, because I think very soon should be the time to think about what are you going to do for user acquisition or user outreach or generally marketing, I guess, because Otherwise, once it's live, I can already hear you say, well, no one's using it.
Yeah.
But no one knows it's live, right?
Yeah. I mean, but the more I work on it, like the more I come to the end, how can I say, the better I feel with the idea that, like, especially in the beginning, not many people use it, because currently I'm really already like struggling with this motivation kind of thing for this specific project. I want it to be done for now, and then I want to start using it. But once I have users, then I have to fix their problems too, and I can maybe not focus on mine. So it's maybe fine if not that many people use it in the beginning, but I still have to think about that. So.
Well, it's a double-edged sword, right? Because if people use it, it's going to be a motivational boost. If no one uses it, it's going to be putting you more down about it. Now, from a workload perspective, I get that. But if people use it, the problems they encounter should be the problems to solve, right? First and foremost.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, good. Anyway, good progress. Glad to hear it.
Timo, I was just trying to invite you to Clubhouse, and it's not working for some reason. It doesn't like your phone number.
It doesn't like German phone numbers, maybe.
Well, like when I type in 49176. It's just the beginning.
Okay, don't reveal too much.
Sven's sister pops up, so I can invite people who are in Germany, but it doesn't like yours.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Well, you can try with 00 or with a plus, depending on how they have their formatting. Just copy and paste the number in and try it with 00 or with a plus.
Sabine is popping up, so it's the right format.
No, it doesn't matter. It depends on how you have saved it.
Yeah,
right?
Maybe, have you saved my number even?
I just did, so that I thought.
But compare the ones which pop up. Compare their format on how it is saved, if it's with a plus or it's 00. Because I remember WhatsApp used to have that problem. You needed to save it exactly the right way for them to pop up.
Let's see.
While those guys are doing that, Arky, how's it going on your side?
So it's going well. So let me share my screen. So I
love it. Arky always has a demo.
Yeah. These are not demos. These are more like little improvements and experiments.
Hey, that doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right, let me share. All right, so you guys saw the recipe creation, so I'm not going to bother with that, but this is the main screen, right, where you are supposed to have a table with the recipes. And I think the ingredients in a sense are irrelevant. I think I want to focus on the dry rub name, the description. This will be, of course, more text, hopefully. It will be a mandatory field. And then what it's good for. And here, obviously, this is just for my testing, but you remember we had this like B, for example, right? And this will be my filter. So right now, the code is just simply appending to the list. So this needs to change. The filtering is not enabled yet. But this will be my way to filter recipes by what you're eating today. This will be there as a placeholder. It's not hooked. I can remove it, at the end of the day. But I don't think for the MVP, this will be a part of it. But anyway, I was just experimenting with it. And yes, I can favorite this thing. Now, I just also realized that Firebase, you have to really think about how you design the Firebase database. Because, for example, from the recipe side, oh, okay. Let me just share my recipes, right?
I think I already know what you want to say. But
yeah, okay. So yeah, maybe just to explain what I want to say is that my database, all these fields are flat. And these, for example, all these options that what this is good for is an array, right? It's a list. Now, the moment you request, let's say, the latest recipes, I want to filter what I write here as a filter to be able to fetch by this field, which is I call it the ingredients, right? Now, so whatever good for. Now the problem is that Firebase does not make it easy for you to filter by a field in that database or table, whatever they call it. For now, I think I can hack myself into it because I will just pull the top 10, let's say the latest 10, check this field, and if it matches this or the second one or the third, it will show up here. Otherwise, it doesn't show up. But in the long run, I think I need a table that says the beef table / with the IDs for all the recipes that contain beef, right? So that whenever someone requests something by what is this is good for, I can go directly to that index because again, it's a Firebase limitation. But yeah, so Timo, I guess probably I don't know if you have some experience here.
Yeah, I had some struggles specifically with OR queries. You know, like because Firebase doesn't really have them implemented yet for some reason. I don't know. So you can usually what people do is they make an array and they check if like a certain field is within that array. But what if you want to search 2 fields? Then it already doesn't work anymore. And also like if that field contains an array, then it's
So I guess 2 ways to go about it, right? Maybe like the solution that you mentioned, just pull the latest ones and check on that list if there is a hit to your filter, right? And you can OR it easily in the code. The other one I thought would be but
that doesn't work because usually you want like from all the data sets you want.
Exactly. Yeah. I agree. Exactly. You want absolutely everything, not only the last 10. So the other way that I thought, but I will not do it now because I have only 1 week to finish this. So it's going to be would be to do a database called /beef, right? And then that has pointers to all the recipes that include beef. So in a way, it's the kind of duplicated data, but that's the workaround. And I think maybe Firebase prefers that because I was reading the how-tos and they say we prefer flat structures, right?
Yeah.
It's even though you could get to the data in one way, that may not always be the best one. They want very straightforward access to it.
Yeah, generally for like non-relational databases, that makes also sense, like to have a flat structure. And people just very often they don't use it like that. They just put their whole objects in it, and bam, that's it. That's my database. But yeah, that's
but look, I think if I think I can finish this between now and the weekend, and then the starting Monday, I really want to focus just on the basic styling. I won't go fancy, just something that looks presentable, like it's well aligned. That will be it, right? But I think I can. Hopefully, I can meet that deadline, right? That I set to myself.
Cool.
And then now if that happens, right? If I'm happy with the layout and so on, I think I'll just blast the page with ads. That's it. I don't know what mechanisms are there. I'll just make it ad based, right? To see if it generates any sense at all. And yes, then it would start a campaign on, hey, use this thing. And obviously, I'll add a few recipes for at least visitors to have something to look at. Right? I think, 10, 20 dry rubs, and that should be it. To bootstrap it.
So, if you were someone who doesn't know about Dry Rub Me, and it would pop up, yeah, right. So you are the prime user, of course, because that's how you came up with the idea. So if that were to pop up, like say, I don't know, a Twitter ad or like a Twitter post, I was like, hey guys, here's this thing I'm building on about matching or finding the perfect dry rubs for whatever you're cooking or you want to cook with tonight, and you click on it, what would you expect to see? Like, just try to kind of put yourself in that other pair of shoes and forget about what you have. Right. And then that's kind of a way to simulate expectation gaps,
Yeah. So what I would like to have ideally, right, as a potential customer, I would like to see a well-developed app, right? That it's, good to the eye, easy to use, and something that is presentable, right? Just from the get-go. Now, the second thing I would, from the functionality point of view, I think it's all driven by what I'm cooking today or what I'm planning to cook tomorrow or during the weekend. And that's the reason why I decided to do these filters by what you're eating and not by ingredient. Because at the end of the day, the ingredient is okay, but you can always get the ingredients, right? I think a variant to what you're cooking today, it would be what you're cooking today and what flavor profile are you looking for. Sometimes you want something sweet, right, for your broccoli, you know. So I think that would be the veggies. I know I'm cooking broccoli, but I want it sweet, and I don't want to think about what ingredients I need, because I know I can do it with sugar or honey or something, you know, or anything else that is sweet. So I think also doing that mapping of ingredient to flavor profile would be a future thing to do. But I think that would be the prime experience I'd be looking for. What are you cooking today, and for that should be enough to try it out.
So I think maybe this is after this week, right? Maybe this is after you're kind of happy with the core functionality. But maybe what I'm thinking here is it might have to be, or it might be an option to split that user experience, because I think you have two fundamentally, not necessarily different, but two users, right? Ones who look for a dry rub and ones who want to contribute with a dry rub.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They are not necessarily the same, I don't think. Actually, there's a book, I forgot which one I read about this, where it's a certain percentage, it's very low, right? With everything user-generated content, there's a couple power users, which generate like 80% of your content, that's the 80-20 rule, and then you have like 16% in between, and no, I don't know. It's something like that, right? You get my drift here. So maybe you could focus on having a very, very simplistic user interface for that person who is looking for the match, right? I'm almost thinking just like a page with a logo, background color, and one field, which is where you select what you are eating or the ingredient, right? However that works.
Okay.
And it spits out one. That's it. Right? And maybe there's a description why that's a good match or something. And if you don't like it, you click it again. And you click it again. And you click it again. Right? Like, just to keep it like, that is a very, very minimalistic kind of UI, which you should be able to quickly polish, right? Like, the less elements, the easier to polish. You know, focus on the backgrounds, focus on making it visually appealing, rather than having, you know, a ton of elements which interplay. Something like along those lines, which is, you know, one of the reasons why Google is still just an empty page with a search bar and one button, right? Very intentionally so. I'm sure there's tons of books about that very topic.
Yeah,
so,
that makes sense. Yeah. Right. So, but okay. But I guess maybe recapping. I think I'm close. I think I can deliver. So I'm happy that this is moving in the right direction. I want, start implementing new stuff. It is what it is. Just the basics, and that's it. Launch. Then move. Rethink. Start rethinking these things. Maybe an interface polished to that person who just wants to see what they want to cook today. Maybe just one-off recommendation, right? Then the other one would be really for the power user who wants to contribute. I think it's easier to prove that there will be people willing to consume recipes than people willing to produce recipes.
Yeah, almost certainly there will be more of those, right?
Right.
That's just the nature of the game. And then with that, like, since there's more of those, that's the first thing you see. Anyone will see, even the ones who want to contribute. There could still be a button like add a recipe or create account to contribute or whatever that is.
Exactly.
And once you log in, okay, maybe that's not polished yet. That's fine, right? A little apology message or something. I don't know. But 80% of the users will see something. And the nice side effect with a very simplistic, very minimalistic UI is that you can actually have more credibility just through the design, because you don't have to tell people how many recipes there are, right?
Yeah. That's
like there could be 20. I mean, okay, if there's 20, they will notice it pretty quickly by clicking, right? But you can seed a couple of hundred probably, right, over the next couple of weeks. And that's what it is, right? It's just it's the simplest app in the world.
I agree.
You enter it, you get a recommendation of the perfect dry rub.
Right, and that's why I had this idea of just adding my little ad in the bottom or on top, wherever it goes, embedded on the page, and then I can gauge whether there were visitors, and that's generating any revenue.
Yeah, you should actually. I mean, of course, you can use Google Ads and Google Analytics and all of that, but I like to do that sometimes in my little apps. Just save the queries, for example, right? Again, take a big page out of Google's Almanac, and then see how the people are using it. Like what's important for your user experience, rather than just, okay, they're coming here, they're staying 5 minutes. Like, is it important that maybe you will see, because you have one search field, maybe they actually do enter ingredients rather than meals.
Yeah,
right. That'll tell you something.
Right. That's a good idea. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
But very exciting.
Yeah, good. So next week you should see the final version.
Very cool.
All right.
Any other questions for Aki? Any feedback?
Who's listening to? I think it's Beethoven, right?
Stupid ice cream,
the ice cream truck.
Ah,
Release, yeah.
It's crazy how well that comes through.
Mm.
Good. All right. Well, so thanks, guys. So yeah, Emmy probably.
Okay. I was trying to think if I had any questions for you, but I don't think I do.
Okay.
Okay. So my impact investing cohort started. That's fun. It's actually I want to share my screen with you because I want you to see it. Is that allowed? I guess so.
Sure.
Not sure. If you're just sharing stuff from your company, it's probably okay.
Yeah. Where is it? Oh, I had it in a different window. Okay, hang on. Oh my gosh, I hear it more than if I didn't have my headphones on.
Because it comes through Sven's microphone. No! Leave it, Sven. It's beautiful.
Do you see my screen?
Nope. No, I do.
Oh, okay. So, like, this is the thing. So there's like 2 different platforms that they use, and this is the like text-based platform. So you have to fill out all of this information, like easy stuff, and then like all of this.
Okay.
Like ownership, governance, staff, financial, like whew. A lot of this is going to be none, not applicable. And then that's even like before the financial like modeling tool that they use. So we have a week and a half to do this, and then a week and a half to do the financial models. So it's a lot of work. Oh.
So is that the onboarding?
The address.
Is that the application, or have you been accepted already?
I have been accepted. So the purpose of it's like a due diligence cohort. So you're supposed to work through all of this stuff and get it gets your business to a point that it's ready to be invested in, whether it's by one of their investors or, by somebody else that you find and ask to invest. Like they generate a report, and it's sponsored by the Collaboratory. I don't know. It's kind of confusing, but that's what I think
And
it
that's
is.
what the whole fields are for. What, like to get this overview of your business and show it to potential investors, or
Yeah, and then they like that's what they do, I guess. And so they then make a report that makes
Okay.
it like easily digestible for somebody who's thinking about investing. And then that's what you get out of it, I guess.
Cool.
So
Sounds good.
that's something.
So you need to make that report shine.
Yeah. Well, it's hard because it's like a lot of it is just like I don't have any. Like the other woman that I met last week, her nonprofit has been in business for 14 years. So she has like a ton of information.
What does she need investment for then?
I don't know. I don't know her life.
Yeah.
So anyways, I've been working hard on that. The Founder Institute has not announced their Pitch for Progress semifinalists. So don't know if anything happened with that.
Yeah, if you're listening, people,
Yeah,
get your
guys.
shit together. They said, like, on their website, it still says you still can submit a pitch, actually. So I'm not sure what that is all about. But they were supposed to announce the semifinalists on Monday, because I think on Friday is when it already closes for the finalists, right? Somehow, or something like that.
I think it's on the 30th. They announced the 3 finalists. So there's a week left until they announce the finalists. So I don't know.
But no one even knows, or at least we don't know if Emmy was accepted for semifinals, right, or not. Like, there was no communication so far, which is kind of unfortunate.
And it's not on their social media or their website or anything. So.
But can you see a tendency from the website, like from your views and likes and everything?
Well, yeah, it looks like I'm in the lead, like in second or first, or somewhere in that. I definitely should be in the top 10, which is the semifinals.
Sounds good.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Depending on how they count the voting and all of that. If it's purely based on that voting from the website, or is that just an aspect of it? I mean, we just don't know.
Yeah. But oh well, we'll figure it out when we do. And then really the only other thing I've been working on is trying to like refine my outreach. I refined my LinkedIn messaging, and I messaged a bunch more people, and I still have not gotten a single reply. So I'm trying to think of new ways, and I started making a flyer to take and maybe go around to the different, like, there's like retirement homes where the people are like taken care of, and then there's like 55 and up communities where it's just a bunch of retired people that live in the same area. So I'm going to try to go in there and talk to the people at the clubhouse and get the flyers put up and see if anybody would be interested in that. And I've also just been trying to like find some people who live in the communities and reach out to them, but of course they're skeptical as well. So it's rough going on the senior front. But I also made a flyer of just a little mock-up of like a picture of a senior creator and one of the rugs, and I posted it in some Facebook groups to try to get people to sign up actually on the website to be notified of the pre-sale, which I'm going to organize.
Nice. How is that going?
Well, I just started that today, so
Okay.
But I do actually, my one group, the fabric upcycling marketplace, is really great, and I had a lot of people give me really good feedback from there. And 2 ladies actually said they would want to be a part of the knitting group, but they're in Canada, so not yet.
Why not?
I mean, I'm thinking about it, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's a little bit tough, I guess, with shipping and all of that. But
Right.
but certainly onboard them into your CRM, which
Yeah.
you might have to create first. But it's actually, so this is very crucial, right, for all of you. It's very difficult to find the first couple of people who are interested in stuff, but then very quickly you kind of forget about them. And not, it's just because a lot of things are happening, right? There's always 10 balls in the air you need to juggle. So every time you have an interaction, ideally, I mean, professionally, from a sales perspective, you do that with your CRM from the first outreach. But at the very least, I would recommend, as soon as you have the first interaction, whatever that is, put them somewhere, whatever you're using. If you're actually using a CRM, if you're using an Excel sheet, whatever it is, but use something to track that, because that stuff is important. And even though there might not be anything more than that first interaction for a while, as you progress, you can keep those people updated, because those are your early fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who are your true fans? We always talk about that.
Right.
And keep them engaged, right? They might just be consuming for a while. They might not give you much, but eventually, right? Like, they should get on your mailing list and all of that, however you guys are.
It is
engaging.
promising, because they had to take that step to say, like, I'm trying to see what exactly she said. Oh, great idea. I would love to be in the group to learn this. And then the other lady said, me too. I live in Canada. Smiley face.
So maybe just one is in Canada.
Maybe.
More than likely. Right? I mean, could be anywhere else in the world, of course, but
Could be worse than Canada. But anyway, I've been thinking about it. That just happened like a few minutes ago. So I've been thinking about if I'm gonna try to funnel them in or what. Or just say, yeah, we'll keep you updated when we move past our pilot phase. I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah, and I made a dress with a matching dog bandana and a skirt and a coat.
Can you wear it?
The dress and the skirt.
Is it done
Yes,
already?
I already wore the skirt and the dress I'm going to wear on Friday, but the coat's not
Nice.
finished yet.
Cool. You should
Yeah,
make
very
me
good.
some clothes as well and send them to Germany.
Okay. What do you want?
Yeah, some shorts. It's getting warm here.
I was gonna say, like
It's
What is
hard
that,
to
the
make
70s?
shorts. Like
the pants which are really wide on the bottom. I think that would be perfect for Timo.
Yeah, like
Like the
those
disco style.
Mhm.
cargo pants would be good. Like cargo shorts with like big pockets, so I can put stuff in there.
Ideally, one laptop pocket on the left,
Yeah.
and the
That would be
smartphone
good.
and the tablet pocket on the right.
So short with an attached fanny pack is what you're saying.
No, that's not cool.
I want to make that now.
You can do that, but don't send it to me.
That's funny. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else you guys want to hash out
Timo.
around?
Timo, did you get a text from me?
No, I didn't.
You should
I
have.
was. Yeah, but I didn't.
my
What can I say?
Oh my gosh. Oh well.
I don't know.
From you or from Clubhouse?
It should.
From me. It should
It-
have come from me.
But maybe yours doesn't send internationally.
Yeah, maybe.
Just copy it and paste it in Slack or something.
You mean an SMS or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really old school. Let's see.
People in America use text message. They don't use all that crazy nonsense.
All the fancy WhatsApp and Signal and Telegram and whatever.
Oh, so
That's-
now because I put your phone number in, you should be able to just go to Clubhouse. Okay, I got it. I got it.
And then put my phone number there. I see.
Right. Yeah.
And then they will invite me probably. Okay, I'll do that.
On another note, did you guys, I know Arky asked during the week in Slack about the Springboard program. Did you guys apply for that or? Did you look into it?
I looked into it, but no, I haven't applied yet. But I want to see first to have the functionality, and then once I'm ready, I'll reach out. Also, the other question is, it looked pretty serious, like as if the ones applying for the program, right? In this case, the startups or whatever. I guess the expectation is that they are a company, right? But in my case, I'm not a company. So I wanted to ask you.
Well, you are if you want to be one, right? Like,
right,
it's up to you.
right. No, but at this point, it's just like a pet project, right? Like a.
I'm not sure.
I wonder how that would work.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if you need to be incorporated or not. I mean, I don't. They certainly never asked for any formal, like, proof of that, right? I think this is more about having an actual, like, industry style project, right? Like, so as long as you are as serious as if this was a company and in the interaction and in the challenge you're posing for designers, I think it probably would be okay. Of course, they want to weed out that people are, like we talked about last week, just coming along and it's like, oh, hey, I need 5 logos designed, right? It's like, okay, that's of course not helping them gaining experience. But I mean, I don't know. I would try it. Like very quickly after you go through that application form, there's an actual human email exchange. So just ask there, and it takes a couple of weeks. I think they're probably onboarding on a monthly basis, rolling basis, which means I would guess that every month or so, one of those their cohorts, their interns, or their students, I guess, become interns. I don't know what time of the month that is, so I would just plug in the application because worst case you plug it in when you're ready, and then it's 4 weeks from now.
Okay.
Right. But if you plug it in now and you say, hey, okay, well, next week's too early for me. Can I go into the next one? I think that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good idea. Yeah.
How about you two, Timo, Emmy?
I haven't seen actually the invite. You said you want to send it via email, right?
I did.
But I haven't gotten any. No.
What?
I didn't do it.
Timo, I think you're lying.
I'm not lying.
Your email address is right here. Timo.beep.
Yeah.
Nah, that's 100% that's your email address. 7 days ago. Check the spam.
Yeah.
Wait, but no, that came from my email address. You should be getting those, right? I'll send it to you again.
Oh no, they go to spam immediately.
There's an auto delete script running in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, again, right? Like I had a good experience with it, so it's a free resource. I think you should consider taking advantage of it because I think you could all use it. But if you find other ways, of course, that's totally fine. Awesome. What else is going on?
1 second. Man, it's so funny. I just checked my spam ordner, and apparently, like a friend of mine, or at least like a former study colleague of mine, like what is it called in English? Like I don't know, kommilitone. What is this?
Classmate.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, a former classmate of mine is apparently getting hacked 24/7 because I have so many spam emails from him. It's crazy.
Yeah, I get those. It's actually, we have a family member who has that.
Oh man.
My grandma is always getting hacked.
But it's probably not that they get rehacked. It's just that they never fixed it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, somewhere his password might might be leaked or something, and then someone used it, and I don't know. And they just didn't fix it.
Right. So
easy.
If you guys don't have any other questions, I do. I was thinking of showing you the new platform we have. Well, actually, let's just do it real quick. Just spend a couple minutes on that. And then I also wanted to, while I do this, while I pull this up and show you guys, think about we touched on this over the last couple of weeks, but think about what your guys' goals are for this group, right? Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Actually, on our coffee meeting earlier too, Martin said something very interesting, which I think maybe both of you can relate to a little bit. I certainly could, where he said he loves side projects because he considers himself an autodidact, which is someone who loves to learn, right, on his own. And that's why he loves side projects, because he always learns something doing them, right? And I thought that was very interesting because, you know, I certainly always talk about these projects with a bit of the, you know, building a company or building something which generates revenue further down the road, right? Kind of perspective. But that learning aspect is pretty interesting too. However, I do still think that if it's just building side projects to learn new stuff, that could still be just a hobby, right? Or if it's building side projects to learn new skills to then eventually be able to build a company or a product which can sell, I think there are still two different tracks, right? And I think, you know, you guys are, I don't know where you guys are at, but I remember Arki saying for a little while ago, he was on that track. You know, I just want to, you know, do these things so I learn, you know, web development, for example, right? And then, you know, maybe I'll deploy those skills later down the road. So just wanted to kind of throw this out there in case you didn't watch the coffee meeting yet. It was a good one.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's what I like too about doing all those projects. You always learn new things. It's amazing, I guess.
Okay, so this is it. This is the new platform. So no one's invited yet, but Emmy and myself. We have the 2 peer groups in here. I already started to create this stuff. So this is really tailored towards peer group tracking, right? And a little bit more, trying to get a little bit more structured around the goal tracking, right? So what we of course have is we have our weekly meetings. You know, here's for yesterday. That was just a placeholder. I haven't onboarded the Italian peer group yet either, but this is where the meetings would be structured, and then we have groups. I'm of course an admin in here, so you see everything. But you know, they just to get it shit done, peer group. And in here, I think it's just me actually at the moment. You know, I'm in the other 2 groups as well, but here I would onboard you guys. And then you see you have this concept of goals in here now, right? Which are individual goals, but also could be other, like you could be seeing other people's goals here, right? So how it works actually is that, or the idea here is, and I would love to hear your guys' feedback, is that as I onboard you into this group, right? So we have this group here, and actually, as a matter of fact, there should be details, you know, about what this group's about, and then there should be, I don't know where this shows up actually right now. Forgetting my own system. I know when I edit it, there's kind of rules, right? So, you know, attend, set goals, hold yourself accountable, right? That kind of stuff. We meet weekly. We meet weekly. So that's all that. And then you can define your own goals, right? And I think that's where it becomes kind of a bit more interesting, because now on a weekly basis, like what we did so far on that more kind of social media style kind of platform, here we're actually keeping track of them. They have due dates, right? And we can share them respective to the goal, right? So let's just say that's my, I don't know, since GSD goal 1, and I say I want to finish that by next week, and whatever that is, that's of course me. So again, I'm an admin, so I could actually set goals for others. And you can set milestones, right? So you can set your longer term goal, but you could set milestones with their respective due dates. But, you know, let's not even worry about this right now. Oh, and what's important then is actually, so if I just close this, that's a goal for myself. That's a personal goal, right? No one will see it. but I can decide to share it. And of course, in this case, I would share it with the Getting Shit Done peer group, right? So that's kind of important to not forget about this. Otherwise, it won't show up as I save this. Oh, I added a milestone. The blank one doesn't work. And now this is created, right? Due date is next week. So I actually have this one, which is also, of course, a blank one or just a test one, which I shared with both peer groups, right? Which the due date is tomorrow. You see I haven't started yet, right? Like the progress bar is actually based on the milestones. If you don't have any milestones, then it's either 0 or 100, of course. But what's cool is as you guys are in here, then we can see each other's goals in the groups, right? So you would, of course, only see the groups you're a part of, so only this one. And you go to goals and you see all of the goals which are currently assigned here, which is kind of a bit more, I think, a bit more structured than just having it in kind of like a Facebook style feed, right? And what's nice, it actually will send you reminders, where did it go now? Okay, wherever. It'll send you reminders already, right? So there's an email system built in about your goals, about the meetings, and it has the meetings built in already. So I would create those, of course, still, but it has the in-app conferencing, right? So this is like you would be in this platform actually joining the meeting. It'll be recorded. It doesn't live stream yet. So it'll be recorded and then we have to publish it on YouTube. But it's kind of getting towards that stage of being more facilitation in the tool. And in the meeting, we can even set the agendas, right? So we could come up with what do we want to do every week, right? Like maybe a quick intro. Then we go through all 4, everyone's project, and then we talk open forum or something like that, right? And then we can have time checks for each other and, more description and all of that. But yeah, so, I mean, I'm pretty excited about it, but that means only so much. So what do you think?
I mean, it looks like kind of was made for this working mode. So I'm curious, how did you find this platform? I mean, this app.
It's partially off the shelf, but it's a platform which is made for this kind of group meetings. Yeah,
I see. And you customized it to go starting.
Correct.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, but it's a really great start, right? Like, so I think it should fulfill at least what we are doing right now in this group. Mm-hmm. It's kind of perfect because we get together weekly and we kind of try to track our goals. But I think where we are lacking a little bit is on how serious are we actually about those goals we set, and are we checking in on them, or are we just kind of get together and then doing a verbal kind of recap of whatever happened, but we don't really plan or look back at the plan and learn from it, right? So I think having that all in one place and then being able to pull it up during the meeting easier because we're in this platform, I'm hoping will help.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I barely even look at my posts from the prior week anymore because I would have to just like scroll through the community feed.
Right.
So I don't even know if I've accomplished any of my goals.
Yeah,
okay.
I like it. I like it too. Curious how that works out. So yeah, let's try it next week. You think it will be ready by then?
Yeah, it's ready. So I just wanted to show you guys first. So look out for an email, Timo, from me. Well, actually from contact@costarting.com, I think it will be. So it might very well end up in spam. I'm not sure. But I'll give you a heads up on Slack when I send out the invites. And I kind of pre-fill. I'm going to try to also participate on the goal side, like the entirety of the tool myself as well, just so you guys can kind of see, what I'm thinking of how to use this, right? Of course, we're going to be the first ones to experiment with it. So as you guys get onboarded, let me know what works, what doesn't work. But it's a little bit less flashy than the other one, but I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah, something I can get used to more easily than the other one, to be honest. In
Right.
my case, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Good.
sounds
Awesome.
good. I'm in.
Great. Yeah. So I'll onboard you guys. I still think, as a last topic for today, maybe, I think it would be good to get another member in this group. Maybe some fresh blood. Maybe, just to have a better number again, right? Like, I think 5 was always the perfect number, especially with me being less of the goal tracking participant in this, which again, I think I should be changing. Why not, right? So think about that again, right? Think about who you know, or who you come across, who you maybe see, I don't know, on Twitter, on Indie Hackers, whatever, who might be interested in this. We had actually 2 people today on the coffee call, which are both working on something. So I'll be reaching out to them and see if they're interested in joining the group. That would be cool. But for them, I also proposed maybe a video YouTube specific one, which would be cool. So I don't know if mixing that makes a lot of sense, but depending on how many people we get. But again, right, like if you know anyone, I think rounding it out to 5 again would be good.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep.
But let's ask that question again once we know who it is. But yeah.
I did mention it in a couple of my Clubhouse rooms, but I wasn't specific enough.
Yeah, I think it's hard to just quickly mention, right? And for people to understand what it is. I'm also working on actually getting hopefully over the next couple of weeks, we have a lot going on right now, but at least the first version of the better website up. I'm actually redesigning slightly again right now before I'm building it, to make that easier, right? So that you could just point people to the website and they will actually understand what we're doing here. Because right now I think that's very hard. That's my fault.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, guys. So see you next week with the
See you next week. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Good luck with everyone.
Guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.